What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
Woo!
Well, great moments are born out of great opportunities. That's what you have here tonight. One game. That's what we've earned here tonight. If we played them 10 times, they might win 9. But not here. Not tonight. Tonight, we run with them. Tonight, we out-hit them. Tonight, we beat the Cowboys down. I'm tired of watching the national media and listening to all the stuff about the Cowboys winning a few games. Dak Prescott, unstoppable. The Lions, too beat up. The Lions, left for dead. Dan Campbell can't get out of his own way. Tonight, we are the greatest football team in all the NFL, in all the land. Tonight, you will rise up to the opportunity in front of you. Tonight, 7 wins becomes 8 wins. And all the Debbie Downers out there are going to have to cry in their stew. What are you going to do tonight, Detroit? Your season is on the line. Will you rise or will you fall? We're going to find out tonight, but I got this for you. We're going to break it all down today. Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host, once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Lions Talk Live Game Day Show Edition. And yes, Herb Brooks is somebody I studied a lot when I was a younger coach. So for those who know what exactly I was reading off or whatever, I've got to do that from memory. But I do think I've got most of his award-winning speech that he did before the Miracle on Ice. I think I got most of it down pat. We're going to analyze some hard realities, unavoidable truths about the Detroit Lions going to tonight's game and potentially the rest of the year. We'll get into that during the main topic of the day. Today's show, unlike most of the shows, we're going to start with that main topic before we get into the 5 headlines in the Duke Crew comment section. But I do think this. Everybody wearing a Lions uniform has got to be circling the wagons in Detroit tonight. There's going to be nobody left, to sit and hide in the trenches. You've got to put your butts on the line. You've got to look down across that field at the other team and saying, not here, not tonight, not in our house. Whatever trick plays you have, sort of like we saw with the football Giants a couple weeks ago, you got to unleash them. You've got to get points on the board and keep pressure on the Cowboys. You've got to have a defense that has been much maligned as far as getting pressure on the quarterback. Find a way to get home early, often. Loose balls on the field, fumbles, whatever. You got to grab it. You got to get after it, and you got to make sure they don't get it. So here's what I'm going to say from a coaching perspective. Everything is on the table tonight. Take your personality, take your ego, and get it out of here. This is all about the team and a victory tonight. We're going to get into all this real quick here. Before we do, though, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We are 3 subs away from hitting 15,700. Also, if you have a free second of time, reach on down, reach on over, wherever it is on your screen, hit the thumbs up button, the like button, hit all the buttons. We try to get every episode of the show between 200, 300, 400 or more thumbs up or likes. Last but never least, if you're considering buying or selling property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, let alone the continental United States of America, go ahead and give me a call or shoot me a text, 269-998-2384. Have a quick conversation, what I can do to use over 30 years in the industry, save you time, hassle, money, make sure somebody's watching your back and you're not being overworked or charged by title company, lender, or anybody else in the industry, because unfortunately it does happen from time to time. All right, with all that done, settled away, let's get right off the bat into the main topic of the day. Main topic of the day, we got some unavoidable truths. The Lions need to get probably 11 wins to win and get into the playoffs. I don't care how you slice it, how you get there, you got to get them. And you know what? You need to start here tonight. This is unavoidable. If you get to 10 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, you probably get it. You're not getting into the postseason unless a lot of teams collapse in front of you. You also understand that, hey, the Lions, you've got pressure on you. Like you're seeing across the NFL this year, a lot of the normal favorites might not make the playoffs. That could be the Buffalo Bills. That could be it could be Kansas City. It could be, who else? I don't know, man. The Ravens. I mean, you guys get it. There's a whole lot of teams in worse situations than your Detroit Lions. It also goes to show how hard it is to constantly win and stay relevant in the National Football League. Unlike any other professional sport, age hits in a hurry. Coordinators get taken in a hurry. Players get injured in a hurry. You're seeing all the success a few other upstart teams have had this year, whether you want to say the Colts, the Panthers, I mean, whoever you want to throw out there, the Chicago Bears. Things can change in a nanosecond in this league. The Lions are trying to hold on to one of those spots that, hey, we're the upper echelon of the NFL. We can all probably agree Brad Holmes has done a phenomenal job raising the Lions franchise from the dead to where they are now. There are going to be questions if the Lions don't make the postseason. Should he have done more, though, to help maintain the structure of where they're at? Dan Campbell, he's went from being a darling of the national media and even probably most of us in the Duke crew by going for it on fourth down to where, man, the last 2 games, they're 0 for 7 on fourth downs. They've gotten in their own way, and you could argue they've cost them, the Lions a game over the season, maybe 2 with all the fourth down shenanigans we've done. Ben Johnson, we talked about in the offseason. Would the Lions miss him? At least right now, what we can say, whether you're on team, hey, we don't miss him, or team, we do miss him, the Chicago Bears are glad to have him. There's a whole lot of reasons why the Bears have risen from the ashes to be the number 1 team currently in the NFC. Will they hold on? I don't know. But one thing we can all agree, whether it's Ben Johnson we're missing, whether it's Frank Ragnow we're missing, whoever's on the field today calling plays, blocking the line of scrimmage, they have got to win. No doubts about it. I don't want to hear any excuses why they haven't done something. You need to only ask, what can we do to be better this next play? The pass rush, the defense, we started off the year talking about the Shep Flex defense being phenomenal. Recent weeks, not so phenomenal. Why is that? Is Aiden Hutchinson tired? Well, he's played 95% of all snaps. That is a ton by any other metric across the National Football League. Is, Liam McNeil running out of gas after his return from a torn ACL? It's possible. Is it an unavoidable truth that maybe the Lions simply need more talent on that defensive line? Is it unavoidable truth that the offensive line, while they've had some moments they've looked good, they have not looked anywhere like they have the last 5 years for this team? Is that just because Ragnow? Maybe. Is it because of Zettler being gone, or somebody else not playing the left guard? Maybe. But at the end of the day, here it is. It doesn't matter who's out there. They've got to play. St. Brown, we'll probably know at game time today if he's in or out or indifferent. But then Jameson Williams, we invested a whole lot into trading up to get this guy. We've given him all sorts of time to develop. Last week, when kind of thrust into the number 1 spot for the wide receiver core, he showed up. Yes, he had the 1 drop. I'm not going to worry about that because you know what? Was it on him? Golf? I don't know. Come to your own conclusions with that. But what we do know is Jay Wow, he's got something nobody else on this planet has, and it's that kind of speed. That kid, man, he is shot out of a gun or a rocket. You know what? Good luck finding people that can guard him one-on-one very well without having a whole lot of help. So here's what we say. Here's another opportunity, an unavoidable truth that Jameson Williams, if he really wanted to find out if he was worth that contract, if he's somebody you can believe in as with the franchise going forward, here's another opportunity for him to shine. Sam Laporta ain't walking in and out of that tunnel anytime soon to be a part of it. So you know what? Tesla, Meeks, I don't know whoever else you're going to throw out there, but here's your opportunity to shine. Aiden Hutchinson, that defensive line, I get it. They've been stonewalled for 2 games. What are you going to do this game, though? We all remember the beatdown we put on the Cowboys last year, and guess who else remembers that? The Cowboys. They're going to want to come in. They're on fire right now. They have perhaps the most unstoppable offense in the NFL. Remember last year when it couldn't even get past the 50-yard line? That's not the case this year. The NFL, things change so fast, so quickly. You have to really pay attention to here and now and not what's in the history books. Lions defense and Shep, what answers he come up with? Well, we know they're going to do it without Terrion Arnold and Kirby Joseph. Neither one of them are suiting up today, and they're not going to play. Joseph, you guys know, been battling a knee injury. He may battle it for a while. Before Broski Bear or anybody else throws in the comments section that may end his career, I checked into that. You know what? That's just false. That's, the injury he has is not career-threatening. He is going to have to go through some rehab in the offseason, maybe have some cleanup surgery, but that is not a clear injury challenging situation. So I'm going to say this. If you're going to come in and try to, inflame the audience, I'm going to inflame your ability to be here. That's probably the nicest way to put it. You guys get it. This game's for all the marbles. You win this game, I'll throw it at you. I think you will make the playoffs. You lose this game, I think you'll get to 10 wins and, just be on the outside. 10-win season in the NFL is nothing to sneeze at. It's dang tough to do. You guys can look across most of the NFL, and if I'm right that we at least get to 10 wins this season, you are going to be in the top 20% of NFL teams. Let that sink in. For a half a decade, the Detroit Lions have been amongst the upper echelon of teams. But nobody's here to see, hey, we made it to the playoffs. That's great. We got the 10 wins. That's great. We're all got the same aspirations. We all want a Super Bowl. We want to see this team continue to ascend and shine. What do you have to do? You got to beat the Cowboys to make that happen. How would you get to Dak Prescott tonight? We've heard all sorts of rumors, innuendos throughout the week that Brian Branch is going to be used as basically a pseudo linebacker the rest of the season. He's going to be up in that line, challenging tight ends, running backs, getting after the quarterback. You know what he will provide on blitzes? A whole lot of speed we just don't have on the edge. And it's no disrespect to Aiden Hudson. I think he is a phenomenal defensive end. But you know what? That dude needs some help. He cannot do it on his own. Aleem McNeil, I understand. He came out on fire that first game. Why? He's fresh. He had to, put any real fatigue on that body. You know why he slowed down? He's not as fresh. They have used him a ton, maybe even overly used him, like they are, in my opinion, with Aiden Hutchinson. And coming back from the ACL tear, I don't care how you rehab. It takes a while to get back. In my opinion, and that's all it is, my opinion, he'll look real good next year. He's looked pretty good this year. The Lions, though, they do need to find somebody this season to help get to the quarterback and get that ball out of the Dak Prescott's hand, Stafford's hands, whoever else we're going to play the rest of the year in less than 3 seconds. How about this crazy idea? Under 2 seconds. You do that, the weapons of the Cowboys are going to be able to affect you less. I do believe in the Detroit Lions secondary, and I'm going to include the linebackers with that because I think they cover real well. But I don't think we have any guy out here who's going to overly cover somebody for 3 to 4 to 5 seconds. We just don't have those guys out there. All right, that's what I got for my rant for tonight's game. Yes, Herb Brooks shout out with the opening monologue, but I will say this. I don't know what Dan Campbell's going to do tonight. I don't know what he's going to say in the pregame speech. I do think he needs to hit the cover off the ball, hit a home run. He needs to get the troops fired up. It is Thursday night football. That place is going to be packed. The players, if you don't know, you've never been there, they understand when it's a primetime game. They understand they are the only game tonight. You're going to have all the world watching you. And that is going to be something to help motivate them. At least I sure would think so. Based on the emotional component for the vast majority of this team, the St. Browns, I do think he's going to play. Unless that ankle's just shredded, I think he's out on the field getting after it. Same with Hudson. Same with everybody on this team. That's just how we're wired. That's why we took these guys. There are a whole lot of people across the Duke crew that I get it. We're all incredibly emotional fans when it comes to our teams, whether or not you're primarily a Lions fan or not. But also, I'm going to throw this at you. Be respectful of each other in the comment section. I'm aware this week that, hey, some people have been kind of picking at each other. Try to not do that. Save that for Cowboys fans, not fellow Lions fans. All right, with all that done, set out of the way, let's go ahead and get over to 5 topics now, or 5 headlines now. How about that? 5 topics. All right, 5 glorious headlines coming out our way. Detroit Lions injury report. That's right, we do have a few injuries. So let's go ahead and get over to this. Who doesn't like an injury report? Let me bring it up on the screen. I thought I already had it preloaded, but apparently not. All right. Un momento, por favor. All right, injury report. Kirby Joseph, like we talked about earlier, he is out. Khalif Raymond, yeah, that ankle must have been pretty bad. He's out again. Brock Wright, not surprised with this. For those who don't know, Brock Wright has a trachea injury. When he fell on his head, it affected his throat. I don't know if he'll be back this year. And you know what? Something like that, I'm not messing with if I'm him. I want to live. I want to be able to chew and swallow, etc. Zane Zylstra, you know what? This guy, we just got him back, man. And yet he's already out. Maybe he's just not up to game speed yet. Yodi, hey, maybe he'll play tonight. Maybe not. My anticipation is yes. Brian Branch, yes. Taylor Decker, questionable, but yes. Graham Glasgow, yes. Hey, I'm just going to summarize this list out here. It's everybody's go time. You can't be on the sideline. If you're 50-50, you probably need to be on the field unless you absolutely know that you're not going to help the team. As a coach, as a player, it's all hands on decks. As Chris Brim would say, nobody circles the wagons better than the Detroit Lions, and I think that's going to be true tonight. We all understand the Lions don't lose 2 games in a row. We all understand it's at home. We all understand the Lions need to stop the Cowboys' offense. The defense for the Cowboys, it's going to be tough to run up the middle. You guys get it. They got Williams. They got Clark. They got some beasts. How about outside? They also struggle to get pressure on the quarterback. Maybe not at the same rate that the Lions have the last few weeks, but they do have some struggles there. Of course, with that being said, James Houston's going to be pretty fired up, and maybe he'll even poop his pants and trying to get all ready for the game. I don't know, but you need to shut him down. And yes, I wish he was still here. All right, Cowboys to be without star cornerback against high-powered Lions offense by Andrew Wright of the AP Wire. You guys understand the Cowboys have some talent. You guys understand most of that talent is on the offensive side of the ball. While they've done some things to shore up the defense was terrible at the start of the year. Again, with Clark and Williams, they've added a whole lot to the middle, but Trayvon Diggs, the star defensive back, cornerback for them, he's not going to go tonight, and that's probably good news for the Detroit Lions offense that, you know what, they need to help take pressure off that defense. They need to get points on that board. They need to do it in the first quarter, not get down 10-0 like they have in recent weeks. They need to come out and establish dominance early and often. Next, the 5 glorious headlines now. What outcome of Cowboys game means for Lions playoff chances, SI.com, story by John Macron. I'm going to summarize this. John does a great job, as he normally does with all of his stories. Here's what I'll say. You win this game, things get real interesting across the NFC. A lot of the people in front of you are going to start playing each other. So some of them, somebody's got to lose those games. Whether it's the 49ers versus, Seahawks, 49ers versus, I don't know, the Rams. You guys get it. They're going to beat themselves up. How about the Bears and the Green Bay Packers? They're going to beat somebody up. The Lions could really be the winners here with the vast majority of the rest of their schedule. They can control their own fate. This is the easiest way to say it. But you know what? You got to control that fate by winning here tonight. ESPN Insider issues warning for Lions ahead of must-win Cowboys game. Sideline report, Max tomorrow with this one. Everybody's got an opinion to tee and punch them in the mouth, and ESPN Insider issues a warning for the Lions in must-win game. And here we go. In a nutshell, they understand that the MCDC and the 4th down conversion rate, it's got to get cleaned up. If you're going to go for it, here's what I'll throw at you. Pay attention to the last month. And this is my opinion. This is not a part of the article, but pay attention to the last month of the season. 3rd down. Everybody's playing us vastly differently because they're anticipating the Lions are going to go for it on 4th down. They're trying to keep their base defenses out there, try to keep 3rd downs to a minimum game, try to keep it to 2 or 3 yards if it's, say, 3rd and 7, which unfortunately for the Lions a lot this season, it's been 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and long. How about that? Because of that, they're also leaving the vast majority of their base defenses out there on 4th down. Like we saw when the Lions trying to run the fake punt, the Philadelphia special teams wasn't really their special teams. It was their starting defense, and apparently we didn't want to audible out of it or call a timeout and make an adjustment there. Warning to the Lions, though, you need to play some positional and situationally aware football. MCDC, he is the riverboat gambler. God love him. God bless him. He's done a whole lot of good things for this franchise, but you know what? He also needs to make the next evolution in his coaching tenure and say, hey, this thing that's been a problem for the vast majority of this season is no longer a problem here. All right. Lions fans face must-win stretch as injuries, protection, and roster flaws mount. NFL Analysis Network by Joel Kinerman. Where to go with this one? Well, Smoking Joe gets into it and start off with this. The roster flaws. This is off-season stuff I'd like to talk about. Not really so much here, but we'll bring it up. You can point to a few different drafts the Lions have had recently where they've rolled the dice on stuff. I can have my personal opinion. You can have your opinion. Please just be respectful of those opinions and other people's in the comments section. What Joe is talking about is the 2024 draft produced two winners, I guess you could say, for the Lions, with Arnold, with Christian Mahogany. Christian Mahogany looks like he's going to be back probably next week. We'll have to wait and see if that's confirmed. A whole lot of people were developmental selections in that draft, and you know what? It has impacted the Lions' depth this year. As far as protection, I think we all understand Jared Goff is 31st out of 32 quarterbacks when it comes to time to pass. What does that mean? No, there's only one quarterback in the NFL that gets pressure on him faster than JG himself. I don't care if you're a mobile quarterback or a non-mobile quarterback. If every game you've got a guy in your face in under 2 seconds and hitting you, that is going to affect every quarterback. I don't care if you're Randall Cunningham. I don't care if you're Warren Moon. I don't care if you're Joe Montana or the greatest Lions quarterback ever, in my opinion, Eric Kramer. If you're getting hit time and time again, it is going to affect your play as the quarterback. I thought Goff actually played a pretty good game last week, despite the pressure. The week before, a terrible one. You guys can have your own opinion on it. The injuries have impacted this team. They impact every team. The more injuries you have, you know what? The more it's going to impact your team. The Lions, unfortunately, for the second straight season, have been snake bitten by the injury bug. All right, you've heard the corroborating evidence, the unavoidable truths. This is a must-win game. And you know what? Next week's going to be a must-win game. Here on out, you are in the playoffs if you're a Lions fan. Every game is a playoff game. How big of an opportunity do the Lions have to salvage their season with a win here tonight? You get a win here tonight, you know what? You probably have eliminated the Cowboys in every real sense of making the playoffs. Yes, they are mathematically still a possibility to get in. I guess the best thing for the Cowboys when they lose tonight is the Philadelphia Eagles seem like they're starting to fall apart. Their offense is in shambles. They're pointing fingers more and more at each other or the coaches. That's a team divided, not a team unified. They could fall apart, and maybe that offers an opportunity for the Cowboys to get in by being the division winners. The Lions, you win here. Again, you're going to watch a whole lot of people in front of you start beating each other up, and you may be the Survivor Series winner, apparently. So with all of that said, let's see what you guys have to say. Get over to the comments section. There is no special guest today. And again, in the comments section, probably going to have to monitor it more and more as people have been less than kind to each other in recent days. I get the emotions of, being a 7-5 team has stricken some people. Just don't be rude to each other is all I ask. All right, string theory. Opposing defenses are not giving Goff time to throw the ball. I agree. Opposing defenses are very inconsiderate. The start of the year, you guys remember, man, it's hard to believe it was even this year. Lions won 5 games in a row. They were on fire. Offense was all over the place. And then Christian Mahogany went out, and a situation arose where somebody started figuring out, we can get pressure up the middle. This isn't the same Lions offensive line that we've been used to seeing with Frank the Tank and everybody else up there. We can get after it, and you know what? That affects the run game. That affects the pass game. It affects your play calling as well. We can all say maybe the Lions coaching staff should have done this or that. That's part of coaching. Everybody's going to come after you. I don't care if you win 29 games in a row. There will be some people during those 29 games that each and every game tell you, you should have done this, you should have done that. And yet those people never sign up to coach. All right, Big Eddie, I'm not a massive Goff fan, but I try to be fair to him because our offense line gives him no time to throw. I would agree with that. He's been under pressure. I think overall he's done well. We all probably get it. If he had a second or two more, he'd do even better. Jess, good morning, coach and crew. Something up with J-Mo and Hutch? No, I think some pressure is on them, though, this game. To your point, maybe I should have talked about it more during the main topic, but here it is. I think both of them under some pressure to perform and produce for the team. Hutch, he's your best defensive lineman. There's no question about it. You can say he's going to get double team, triple team. So he's doing his job, even if he's not getting the quarterback to the running back. Somebody else needs to step up there. But Hutch, because he needs to draw coverage away from other people or blocking assignments, he needs to step up. J-Mo, whether St. Brown's in there or not, he needs to own this opportunity and say, hey, jump on my back. I'm helping carry us to the promised land. And that's where I was going with that. String, the competition is a lot tougher this year. 100%. Hey, you've been nothing but good for 2 straight years. Some of it is a first place schedule. Some of it is just the alignment of who you're playing in the AFC and, of course, with the NFC schedule. Just greetings, salutations, crew. Do we have any clue who will play on our offensive line tonight? I think officially no, but we'll find out in whatever it is, 10 hours from now. Just true, says String. Rob Hawk, morning all, exclamation point, back at you. String, good morning, everyone, and back at you. Dion, what do you got? Dean Jackson, what do you got? Win or lose, in my opinion, we'll finish with at least 10 wins this year, and that might not make it. I agree with that. Need 11. We did this to ourselves. Now can we dig our way up? To your point, I think you're right. The Minnesota loss is probably the only one most of us look at on the schedule and say, man, if only we could have that one back. And yeah, I totally agree. You get that one back, you're probably in the playoffs right now. As far as some of the offseason stuff or before the trade deadline, my thoughts, and I know the Duke crew and myself have shared them with each other over the course of the last 6 months, I would have been a lot more active at the trade deadline, but I also would have done some things slightly differently in free agency to try to shore up some of our weaknesses. Server, good morning, Coach, and all Lions fans. Back at you, Strength Theory. When I played ball, if we were not out, then we played to go all the way. Oh, there you go, all the way to the win. Rob Hawk says 31-28, Lions win, exclamation point. I like the way you're thinking, my friend. Cynthia, good morning, Coach Dan and Duke crew. It sounds like Dan Adamas wrote the headline. Maybe he did. But we have not seen Dan Adamas today. I didn't even think about that. Go ahead, Brad did enough to build his this team, but I don't know if he will ever do enough to push us over the top. It will be a point of conversation. And I get Brad Holmes' ideas. Hey, we want sustainability. We want to be relevant every year, not just all in it to win it 1 year, 2 years, whatever it is. Here's what I would throw out there. And there's nothing wrong with what Brad Holmes' thoughts are on that. But my thoughts are, you look at the NFL, you look at the Rams, you look at Philadelphia, and there's probably other teams I'm not considering, so let's just go with those. How quickly did they say, skip them picks, we're all in it to win it? They get there, and now they've rebuilt. I want to say Philadelphia and the Rams both missed one playoff cycle or game, season, whatever. After that, they were right back at it. So that's probably where I would lean, but that's also my mentality than clearly Brad Holmes. Nothing you can do about it at this point, but maybe going forward you can. Harry Moore, good morning, Coach Dan, the Duke crew. What a team. What a podcast. Exclamation point. What a time to be a Lions fan. Woo! Miles Berger, greetings, salutations. Lions pride. You got to have pride, right? Drake, I was talking to some folks at work, and we all came to the thought we should have kept Ben Johnson, fired Campbell. Ooh, I have heard more people speculating on that. We didn't start getting good until Johnson became the OC. Thoughts on that? Here's what I'd say. I'm not going to say I disagree with the idea of keeping Ben Johnson because I think I was talking to Johnny Gas Sports about it a few days ago. My thought is you want your head coach to have a strength somewhere, at least at the National Football League level. Dan Campbell, I think his strength is motivating people, getting people, going and stuff like that. He may end up being a phenomenal offensive coordinator. It's hard to ascertain that this year because of the struggles of the offensive line. I'm trying to be as fair as I can be when I say Dan Campbell seems like he is great at getting guys to pick themselves up, improve, develop, all that. I just don't have enough evidence whether or not he's a great OC or DC that can affect one side of the ball. You look at like Kansas City and Andy Reid, he's clearly an offensive guy. You could say that for Denver. And to be fair, most of the head coaches in the National Football League are going to offer you an intrinsic value, one side or the other. Dan Campbell, does he have that? Maybe it's just because Laporta's out, the Ragnow retirement, they were caught flat-footed by the retirement. So I'm trying to give him a solid and say, maybe he's as good as Ben Johnson. We just don't know yet. We'll probably find out next year. Next year, if it's not clear the Lions offense is grossly improved, then you probably have some questions. But I don't think there's a way you could have fired Dan Campbell and kept Ben Johnson. Rob, I still believe we're going to have a playoff run. Exclamation point. I like the way you're thinking. Trim Reaver, good morning, Coach Dan and the world-renowned Duke crew. Exclamation point. Let's go, Lions. Woo! Good to see you as always. Hey, more good morning, String, Jess, Cynthia, Conan, Ash, heck, good morning all. Good morning, everybody. I like it. I like it indeed. String theory, 32 teams and only 2 teams will go to the Super Bowl. That's the reality of it, ain't it? Dell, good morning, everyone. I have 4 jerseys and a bottle of sea salt and some sage. If the game starts to go south, I'm not worried or superstitious, just preparing. Nothing wrong with that. Amy, what do you got? Greetings, salutations, Coach Dan, and our still illustrious, ultra fabulous new crew! Exclamation points back at you. Dave, if some of you are here to be miserable and the sky is just falling, people then just don't, okay? The franchise is so different than 2000 through 2013 years and the 2015 through 2020 years. I'll go with that for 100%. So what's the unavoidable truth? Hey, people got to step up tonight. Coaches, players, reality situation. You want to get to playoffs? You got to get a win tonight. So you haven't got to the Super Bowl yet, but we, real Lions fans, are not going to let that bother us. We're going to watch every game and sport. Anyhow, exclamation point. Well said, my friend. Well said. Anymore. I believe we'll make the playoffs with a little help from our friends. Sometimes it's good to have friends, ain't it? Dave, and yeah, I might not love golf, but we aren't getting better at quarterback without overpaying and have a ton of dead cap. There would be that part of it, too. In order to acquire said, improvement at quarterback spot, I know some people have said, hey, trade for Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or, man, there's probably other guys. I just don't know, would those teams ever come off those guys and how much is it going to cost to get them? In my opinion, I could be totally wrong. You probably, for like Burrow, you probably give up like 3 first-round picks. Probably the same with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. And how much do you set the team back by not only acquiring them with all those picks, but you're going to have to take on those contracts on top of Goff's contract. There wouldn't be any money left to pay anybody of value. Cynthia, String Theory agreed. The sleeper teams of the last season woke up and the big guns went to sleep. There you go. Babuth, good morning, Duke Crew. Tonight's the night we make history. Who doesn't want to make some history? Conan, better O-line play and Goff looks a lot different. Yeah, I agree. Rob Hawk. Headline out. We'll listen in the morning. Heading out. We'll listen in the car. Thanks for all you do, Dan. Exclamation point. Thanks for all you listen to, Rob. How about that? I don't know where to go with that, but thank you. Trim Reaper. I knew I chose the wrong day to stop stimming glue. It happens. Pierce. It is much easier to get worse at quarterback than better. I agree with that. Pierce. Let's see. Trim Reaper. DDI could be String Theory. I will enjoy this game tonight. I love football and I love my Lions. I think we're all on the same page there. Cynthia, I like what Johnny Moe had to say in his presser. Yeah, I get people have their opinions on him. I also think people have somewhat changed their opinions on him in recent weeks. All right, Pierce, Trim Reaper, may he stole the glue, and that's how it is being held together for now. Could be. France, we are beat up badly all over the place. Pierce, Sargent, everyone's starting to look a lot like Devin Hurt. Let's see, MDDI indeed, says Trim Reaper. Pierce, France, everyone is talking rehab advice from him. They could be taking rehab advice from him. Cynthia, good morning, Henry, with an exclamation point. Server, String Theory. I liked your comments the other day about how fans often think. Pierce, and the sad thing is I don't think our issues can be solved with the offseason and a slightly new approach. Maybe indeed. Five fingers got to get to Dak. I concur. Cynthia, Rob Hawk, I believe so. I believe too. Exclamation point. Xavier, greetings, salutations, Coach Dan and the new crew. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Exclamation point. I see the Lions winning by 10 tonight. I like the way you're seeing. Rob, good morning, Mike. We'll find out. Paris, we need to not run 3 defensive tackles. That is one of the main issues we have. We'll see if they change that. Ron, greetings, salutations, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew from sunny Grand Rapids, Michigan. Hey, a place I know very well. And I think the home of the last remaining Blimpie sub sandwiches, or at least one of the few, at least in Southwest Michigan. All right, String Theory, I'm so happy to be watching football. I hate the offseason. I get you there. Cynthia, good morning, Trim Reaper, with an exclamation point. String Theory, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit all the buttons. Thank you for saying that, my friend. Jessica, good morning, everyone. Same to you. Server, Coach, I wonder what they got in Miles Frazier and if they will use him and in which position. I don't know. I hope we can get him on the field because that would mean obviously the coaching staff feels like he's got value and it means we've hit on a pick. We'll have to wait and see. Paris, Silver, I'm hoping left guard for now. Could be. Xavier, I wish they would try out Ahmed Hassani. We'll see if they will in time. Obviously, if they get him to the point where they feel comfortable with him, he'll be on the 53-man roster and then on the field. Trim Reaper, good morning, Cynthia. Ready for an exciting victory? I like the way you're thinking. Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. We are going to get this win tonight, and I don't care how we do it. Just do it. I like the wise words of wisdom. Remember, I'm predicting a Waymo J-Mo game winner. I like it. Let's see. Silver Surfer, Pierce Sargent sounds good. String theory. Over time, I get attached to many players and enjoy watching them play. Me too. That was part of the fun. I'll never forget a peek to Robert Clark and Robert Johnson with the silver stretch, the run and shoot offense. See, Stephen, when you got the Green Sanitations, Duke Crew, and Coach Dan, the Cowboys game tonight is the game of the year for the Lions. Not fair dodging. This is the game of the for them tonight. No, it is, man. You get this win, man. The playoffs, they stick around for another week. I think you got a very favorable setup. Maybe not with the Rams, but I think after that you got some favorable matchups. Cynthia, remember, you bet I am. Exclamation point. Lions are going to get the W tonight. I like it. Tori Apple, battle of our lives versus theirs. Our Lions versus theirs. Remember, just bring it. We'll have to bring it. Johnny L. Good morning, folks. Good to see you. Moonscar Blade. Good morning, Duke Crew, starting lineup. Good to talk to you last night. Let me know how the peptides work. Lions Talk Live fan, TK85. Yes, he is. And as Bo Booth will tell you, TK85 is alive. Cynthia is strong with a thumbs up. Queen Mary, good morning, Duke Crew. It's game day. Wishing us a victory tonight. I like the way you're thinking. String theory. Let's see. Good Duke Crew chat. You are all wonderful folks and fellow Lions fans. Yeah, just be kind to each other. Mayfield must get pressure on Dak, Prescott, or Lamb, and Pickens will pick the secondary part. I agree with that. Cynthia, good morning, Queen Mary, exclamation point, Dre Day, hoping for a win tonight, 30-24. If they lose, I want them to go down fighting. No blowouts unless it's the Lions running over the Cowboys. Well said, my friend. Johnny L., you're so right, Stephanie. Silver Server, do I see Amon-Ra playing tonight? Question mark? No, but I hope they give him an extra 10 days. But if he plays tonight, could he be used mainly as a decoy? Question mark? Just to free somebody else up most of the time. It could be. And to your point, after tonight, man, you've got another 10 days to let that thing rest. My personal opinion, unless he's really not able to perform, he will be out there tonight. Cynthia, Johnny L., good morning. Exclamation point. Master, Lions fan located in Dallas. Local media here all but has the game won. They are overconfident. Let's get the W. Let's get the win. Exclamation point. Go Lions. I'll take all the above. Queen Mary, good morning. My sister, are we ready to this win? Cynthia, we'll find out. Johnny L., good morning to you, Cynthia. Let's see. Thaddeus Sparkle, Greeting Sanitations, B. Okay, B back at you. Let's see. Steve Rogers, is St. Brown playing? Don't know as of yet. Johnny L., this team knows what is stake here. They're going to come out swing. If not, oh boy indeed. Silver Server, Mary Smith, good morning, Mary. Cynthia, yes, sister Mary, we are so ready for the win. Exclamation point, go Lions, indeed. Henry Moore, morning, Mary. Lauren, good morning, Coach Dan and Duke Crew. Just while I let you know that today I feel better than any other day I have since Thanksgiving. Let's go Lions. Hey, glad you're on the upward trend, my friend. Trim Reaper, do you know what happens to people who watch Lions Talk Live and don't like and subscribe? Question mark. Do you know? You just made the list, indeed. Thaddeus Particle, greetings, salutations, everyone, and back at you, Johnny L. Let's see. Good morning to Queen Mary and Henry. Mary Smith, good morning, Silver Server, Trim, and Johnny L. Lauren, where's Daniel Damas? Hey, he had to take a break today so we could get in a beautiful quote today. How about that? Hookadoo, good morning, Duke Crew. Beep, beep, here he comes. Oh, yeah, Queen Mary. Hey, Lauren, good morning, Mary. Good morning, Hookadoo. Lauren, good morning, Mary. Miles Marker, beep, beep, Hookadoo. Trim Reaper, hail to the Queen. James, greetings, salutations, coach and crew. Tonight we play MCDC Lions football. I like it indeed. Lauren, love this intro, Coach. Duke Crew, pep talk, let's go, indeed. Reversion to the mean, Coach Stan equals Herb Brooks. Yeah, I loved Herb Brooks, man. Can learn a lot from different coaches, and that's one thing I was encouraged early as a coach. Don't just pay attention to football coaches or basketball coaches. You know what? If you're successful in whatever, business, other sports, see what you can ascertain from them and borrow from them. Remember, let's go fast again. Exclamation point, take your back Lions. Take your football back. There you go, Lee. That was like Aragorn's speech from Lord of the Rings. Hey, I'll take that. That's a good movie. I love those movies. Mary Smith, what you gonna do when they come for you? Knock them down. Knock down the Cowboys over and over again. Pat, cute speech, Coach, but not gonna help us. Laughing out loud. We are not winning this game. Hey, I think I walk into every game think we're gonna win, but that's my mentality. Rob Hogg, preach it, coach, exclamation point, amen, with a prayer. I'll take that. Miles Warrior, original mean, I shared season tickets to North Star when Herb was their coach. You shared? Okay. Yeah, that's going back a ways for the North Stars. Server, I like this introduction by the coach, exclamation point, and the Lions jacket. There you go. Wait, I'm representing, right? That stuff. Tyson said everybody had a plan until you punch them in the mouth. Correct with that. Let's start swinging, get that victory, and push forward. I concur. Cynthia, I remember the Miracle on Ice. Great intro. I do remember that. Yeah, I think some of us do, some of us won't. Trim Reaper, Pat say, why are you here? We'll find out. Trolling says Attila. Good to see you, Attila. I feel like we don't see you as much anymore, and I'm happy to have you here. Usually have some very good takes, my friend. Bo Boots, I remember that game, David versus Goliath. It really was, too. And hey, we'll see if we can learn from that. Heavy Trolling says, great day, Pat. I mean, being real hats. I'll go with that. Hey, it happens, man. You can be real, but you know what? Don't be surprised if Lions win. Lee, what do you got? Probably the same speech Dan Campbell made last week, and we got the bejeez done. Players got to do it. They got to do it. Step up and do it. Just do it. Riley O'Brien, good morning, all. Exclamation point. Happy game day. Let's go, Coach Dan and the new crew. I like the way you're thinking. Trey River, get real, get in a hole by yourself, and get your negativity. Yeah, I'm not a negative person by nature. You guys probably picked up on that. Hookadoo, good morning, Queen Mary, Henry, SS, Miles, Margaret, Cynthia, Trim, Roar, Detroit. We're all roaring for Detroit. Let's see, Attila, I'll be real with you. Hey, got to be real, right? Let's see, Xavier, rise up and kick butt, Lions like the replacements. There you go. Jason, defend the den at all costs with some exclamation points. Yes, indeed. Pat, okay, maybe this is better. Detroit will win by 2 touchdowns with a wounded St. Brown, no Laporta, Terran Arnold, except shake my head. Let me be delusional. Hey, I'll just throw this out there, Pat. Name me one time you pulled an upset by quitting. Name me one time somebody beat somebody that was the superior opponent and pulled off the upset by just saying, I'm not really going to try. I just got to be out there and see what happens. Hopefully you get my point. Here's what I can tell you. I've coached long enough to know if you believe you have a chance, you've got a chance, especially in something like football where 1-2 plays can gravely change the game. I'll use the Thanksgiving Day game. Lions stop them on 4th down. Do they win that game? If the juggling touchdown that the guy steps out of bounds is ruled an incompletion, do the Lions win that game? How about if the Lions pick up the fumble in the red zone? Do they win that game? My answer is yes. Same old soup, tardy but present. I'll go with that. Server, Hookadoo. I didn't catch that beep reference right away. J-Mo, J-Powell. See Cynthia. Good morning, Hookadoo. Lauren, gonna see your Rock Tesla and get another reception and TD. Let's see if he can do that. I like the kid. I think he's gonna be something in the future. Queen Mary, everybody, my security of Lions Talk Live have to get these lames out. I'll go with that. I'll go with that indeed. And see, what do you got? Lions need to bounce back and hopefully not just this week. Let's get a streak going. Also, go Packers to knock Ben down. We'll see if they can knock him down. I'll take that big time. Hoodoo, yep. SS, the Road Runner, beep, beep, exclamation point. Lauren, vote Queen Mary for moderator. Ooh, that might be, I might have to do that. Queen Mary, reach out to me. Trim Reaper, when keeping it real goes wrong, let's keep it really good then. All right, Cynthia, I hope you pray there are better choices made tonight. Let's do that. Hookadoo, I have something for the Bears to hold on to. Okay. Dre Day, hard to troll when everybody else is staying positive. Something to that. Anymore, I've been in this position before and didn't make it. Remember that Green Bay game with Aaron Rodgers? We need to play with that kind of pride and intensity tonight. Well said. Pat, Trim River, so when we lose, will you be here super positive tomorrow morning? I will be. Pat, the only thing I can say is be you, but what does it value anybody to believe you can't win? I'll say this, Pat, I mean this as respectfully as I can be. When you come in here saying we've got no chance, that tells me you've never been an athlete, you've never been a coach, you've probably never done much in life, because you know what? If you don't believe you can do something, you're just going to get ran over. And you know what? If your idea for the team just quit every game, then, hey, why are you even here, man? Because let me tell you, you don't win if you don't believe you can win. All right, let's see, Queen Mary, okay, Lions Talk Live. I need all that. We have to go on the field and with our boys bringing that gritty grit on here. Egon, slightly tardy but present. All right, Pat, I'm just going to move on from you because you know what? Nobody has that kind of time to be negative all day. If you want to be negative, be you, but I'm not reading your comments anymore. Let's see, Cynthia. Pats, there's no room for ugly on this show or the chat. I'll go with that. Trim Reaver, always positive people here. I concur. Lee, it's all about the trenches, folks. Well said, my friend. Win those one-on-ones up front, and it's game on, balls out or season's over. I concur. Southwest, greetings, salutations, Dooku. Woo! Go Lions. Queen Mary, be nice, hookadoo. Cynthia, Trim Reaper, yep, exclamation point. Hookadoo. Any chance they put Hassani out there, Dan? I don't think so. My personal belief is he's not ready yet. And to be fair to the young man, I'm sure he's going to be something. But you also, to be fair, he's missed, 60% of the season, 60% of the opportunity to develop. We all knew when he drafted him, he's got a lot of strength, a lot of athleticism, a lot of size, a lot of metrics. But he's got to be, coached up and developed a little bit. Pierce Hookadoo, he should be out there. Let's see. Hookadoo, Mary is smiling. Queen Mary might be the surprise, Hookadoo. So, sir, glad Shep's defense did so last few weeks. At least I won't have to hear he's packing his bag to coach LSU. That is true. The LSU thing is off the table. Southwest, Lions smoke on some cowgirls. The NFC will be spooked at the Hungry Lions. We've been making it look easy this year. We taking the hard road. Hey, we're trying to build up expectations, right? Jason, critical stretch of games. Levi Stadium or bust? Exclamation point. Good to see you, my friend. Feels like it's been a hot second. You got anyone that teams don't have pro film on is worth a go, in my opinion. Pierce goes back to scheme. Why are we running 3 defensive tackles? That I can't answer. You'd have to ask the coaches. So don't get in the cage with a hungry lion. It's not going to end well. Well said. Cynthia, Brian Branch will have his hair on fire. Exclamation point. I agree. Trim Reaver, looks like I chose the wrong day to stop drinking. Hey, keep drinking water, my friend. Vernon, good morning, Coach and Duke. Coach, who do you believe can make a difference? I believe Dave Montgomery will be that person if we keep pound the ball like we did last year. We'll see if we do. Flight Dog simply cannot have penalties stopping our drives or extending Dallas drives. That's a game killer. I agree. Mary Trim is laughing. Brady, MCDC likes big heavies up front to stop the run. He said that several times. He has said that. But, passing downs, I'll say this, and I get it's not ideal with Lee McNeil, but I think he has improved as a defensive end. Even last game, I thought he got some pressures. He's just got to get there a little bit faster, and maybe that's more than he can physically do. Pierce, Dre Day, it's not working. Ludell, Kenny Clark, pressure up the middle on Goff. What he said, yeah, you're going to have to stop him for sure. Southwest, we need to use Branch like the Steelers used Rod Woodson. They sent him on plenty of blitz packages, and he caused massive problems. He did. And there have been times this year, to your point, we've done that with Brian Branch. We just kind of gone away from it in recent weeks. Hopefully it's time to bring it back. JK, got my drinky poo going on right now. I'll take that. Roski Bear, Dan. Dan Campbell said Kirby's knee might never be better. And keep, I guess you're phrasing that differently than I took it. I did not get anything about it being career threatening by any stretch of the imagination. I did get that they're going to have to clean it up in the offseason. Everybody I've talked to about it said, yeah, it's not career threatening, but they're going to have to do some work on it in the offseason, which is why you see him out there running. I know people have said it's doom and gloom. Broski, I just don't see it. What I do see is every day you come on the show and mention that his career is over. I think you're doing that intentionally to try to gaslight a fire. So one time, stop. All right, Trim Reaper, just win, baby. Exclamation point. Woo! I'll go with that. JK, yuppie, Dre Day. In his philosophy, though either having faith in it or ask for a new coach, I'm sticking with MCDC, right or wrong. Yeah, stick with your coaches. Sir, toss some healthy hoop to Tesla. See if they'll throw it up there to him. Cynthia, I'm in, coach. Exclamation point. Mary, Trim, yes, just win. Hookadoo. Trim, did you pick the wrong day to quit sniffing glue? Also, Broski Bear, Dan, you said last year Hutch would be back by the Super Bowl. And did we get to the Super Bowl, Broski Bear? I mean, kind of takes it off the table. JK, don't care if we win by 1 point at this point. I'll go with that. Yeah, just win, baby. Egon, it's old doom and gloom. Yeah, I'm shutting that stuff down. So, Broski, I also get you in recent days been kind of gaslighting. I said it on air. I'm going to say this one time for you here because Moonscar did talk to me last night and said you had already checked off the show when I said it. But if you're going to come on here and try to go old Broski Bear, you'll be donezo here. So, you've been warned. Ludell, I'm ready for the future new players about to love it, and Meeks. I wonder if we'll see them. Trim Reaper definitely chose the wrong day to stop smoking. Okay. Southwest, all you non-Lions fans that have nothing to do this early, but be here. You don't belong in Kirby. Just dropped a video running wild, so keep dreaming about career ending. Yeah, and that's kind of my point. When you mention it once, that's one thing. When you mention it 8 straight days, you're trying to poke something. And I look at him running. I don't see anything. I'm sure his PCL does need to be rehabbed. I'm sure he's playing through some issues. But you know what? What NFL player doesn't have some of that after 3-4 years in the league? All right, Hookadoo, hey, Broski, you're on thin ice, so watch it. Yeah, and one thing I will say in defense of Broski, and I know, Moonscar and I talked about last night is, you have to make sure you're not putting, don't poke fun at anybody. Don't try to throw shade at somebody and then get upset if they throw it back at you. So everybody, be nice to each other. I mean, be adults. I don't think there's any 8-year-old kids in here. Maybe I'm wrong. But also, you guys know when you're poking the bear and when they poke it back at you. So be kind to each person. Jason, does you know what jersey they will be wearing for tonight's game? I think it's the whiteout game, so all white jerseys, if I'm not mistaken. Love the black uniforms. Seems like they lose more with the black uniforms. Okay, well, maybe that's why I was going all white ones. Mary, tell them Southwest. Let's see, Trim Reaper. What's going on, Broski Bear? We'll find out. JK, the Cowboys are hot Cheetos, though, on the win streak. It could be. Servicer Southwest, defend the den. I like it. White jerseys tonight, says Queen Mary. All right. Sometimes I get something right. Dre Day. Jason, they beat the Giants in those uniforms. Pat, Coach Dan, your mods are putting people in timeout because I don't think we win. And not for being a slappy, not good for the channel, sir. The only thing I like to say, Pat, is I try to run a positive channel. I don't try to be Debbie Downer. You're entitled to your opinion, but just understand. Try to not be Debbie Downer all the time. You want to say, hey, I don't know if we're going to win tonight. That's fine. You really need to mention that 7-8 times in one show, though. I mean, that would be my respectful thought to you, my friend. Defending the den, always, guys. Woo! I'm down with that. Southwest, Moonscar Blade. All I can say is time will tell. On all of these serious injuries, I'm going to keep supporting my team and head coach. There you go. Southwest is having a good time. Jason, yes, but they struggled to get that win. I'm down with that. Trim Reaper, I put you in timeout because you're talking trash and don't even know when the game is up. Yeah, I'll go with that. So here's all I can say, guys. I understand there's a lot of channels that will not ban somebody, will not put you in timeout. They just simply want the views, the subscribers, everything. I do this for fun. So if it's not going to be fun, or if you're going to try to deter from that, you just understand that's not really the intent of the channel. Southwest, saying Kirby's career is over is like your own man believing in Santa Claus. That might be fair. Dre Day, don't matter how much you win by, as long as you win. Losing is a bit different. There you go. Pat, stop being emotional because I don't argue with your delusional take and you're calling people fools. You shouldn't be a mod. Hey, it is what it is, my friend. Let's see. Verna, Coach, why did we draft Dominic Lovett? He has the speed to hurt the Cowboys secondary. Yeah, I think probably he will get out there at some point. My opinion does not need to be your opinion, but most receivers take a while to kind of get up to speed in the NFL. There are the rare exceptions like the Jamar Chase or whoever else, but they're the exceptions. Len, I'm with you, Moonscar. Trim Reaver, they only gave you a short time out for being a W Downer. Hookadoo, you got that, Trim, the Troll Slayer? Oh, yeah, I'll take that, Ludell. Who's going to deal with Pickens? We'll find out. I don't know that. I'm not inside the sidelines of the coaches. All right, how many points have we left on the field with field goals in the last month? We have a great kicker, exclamation point. Use them. I feel like we would have 2 more wins if we kick some more field goals. It's possible. Flake Dogs, has anyone heard if the game will be broadcast in the local market? I don't know. Guess I'll have to dust off the old Twitch account. All right, could be. I just use digital antenna most of the time, if that helps. Egon, next week I'll be here just saying players have cancer. All right, let's try to avoid that. Benjamin, no win with the coaching staff. Okay, well, the coaching staff got us to the NFC Championship, got us to the 15-2, and now they're wrong. And hey, that's the life of a coach. Mary Smith, Southwest, I believe in Santa because he's going to bring this win to Ford Field. I like that. Okay, Saka. Anyway, all right, never mind. Anyways, Santa Claus just texted me. He's delivering us a healthy, safe Brown for Christmas Day game. I like it. Server, I tell you, not once this year, Lions have worn their home uniforms, not once. And now the ballerina, again, it starts with pride wearing your colors. I don't appreciate that. I am that kind of fan. Okay, JK. Are you serious, Clark? Question mark with a laugh. All right. Ludell, hope the Moto, man, I can't talk right now, gets through. We don't lose 2 straight. I hope not. Southwest Go Lions and Duke Crew, back at you. Pat, been a Lions fan for 20 years, and I have a right to say I don't think we win. It happens with that. But you keep saying it over and over and over, Pat. I don't think anybody has a problem with you saying the Lions may not win tonight. That's fine. But how many times in this show alone have you brought it up? That's, I think, where it's getting to people. All right, Silver Southwest, as long as he's not standing on his head, could be. Just win, says JK. Southwest Silver is laughing. Hookadoo, Silver, all the jerseys are Honolulu blue. Mike, tonight is the night. We will win or be the Cowboys way. We'll find out. Ludell, Cowboys have Clowney, 2, and good linebackers in secondary. Okay. JK, white out, where? Okay. Matt, morning crew. Let's see, Big D. Mike, no reason Lions win tonight. Let's get nuts. Okay. Danger, Electric Will Rogers. Okay. Broski, I never said anyone's career is over. I said possible career. But Broski, sort of I was talking about with Pat. You've come on every show in the last 10 days saying that. At some point, I think we got your take on it. Do you really need to bring it up every day? To me, Broski, that feels like you're trying to troll the chat. Because you know what? If we didn't catch it on last Tuesday, last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, kind of get the point, I hope. Let's see, Lion Dog, special teams, Lions secret weapon tonight, exclamation point. The non-laughers, good morning, Dan and Duke Crew starters, exclamation point. If you're going to make a run, the time is now to get hot, exclamation point. One pride, 28-24 Lions. Jason, Pickens might be a problem tonight. Might be. I mean, they've done some real good things on offense. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the Cowboys. They've done a phenomenal job, turning their season around. Egon's laughing, Silver, Hookadoo, that's right, Chief, exclamation point. Southwest, happy holidays, Duke Crew, everybody else. I hope the Grinch steals your Christmas tree, but not the kids' gifts. All right, hey, way to be kind. Mike, Goff, we trust. Lady Liberty back there. Pat, Pickens, CD, and Titan Ferguson, Detroit won't have an answer. Meek looks horrible lately. Okay. JK, Apple Fireball was put outside inside snow at least. Trim Reaver, fair weather W down the Lions fans will be back here after the win against Dallas. I'll go with that. Courtney, if you think there's a chance, question mark, live and all up, put Skip in as the blocking tight end. Hey, there you go. Woo! Cowboys not so good on the road this year. Let's keep it that way. All right, just about 5 minutes left, so maybe power through, get people on who haven't been on as much. Golf, slappy, and proud. Nothing wrong with that, my friend. Dre Day. Yeah, there are always W downers. No stopping them. Probably not. Courtney, we have TK85. I am his biggest fan. I know he's got a following for sure. Jen, good morning. All exclamation point. Ride or die with Lions. Always. I like it. Lion Dog, run the trick play again, and Decker reported. We'll find out if they do. Egon, I don't know if it's a generational thing, but I had never heard of the term slappy until I started showing up here. It's been around for a while, I would say. How long? I don't know, but it's been around for a while. Hookadoo, same here, Mousewire. The golf start rules. JK, Tesla is running back duty, maybe. The 302 kid. Good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Exclamation point. It's game day. We must play like a band of brothers tonight. Go Lions. Ooh, well said. Flake Dog, are the fan bases as divided as Lions fan base? Other fan bases? Yes. It's exhausting. It is, man. It is. And you go to other chats, other sports, other teams, you find a lot of similarities. Good morning, Riley, back at chat. There you go. Looking for others who haven't been on. Life lessons. What do you got? What up, Coach and community? Detroit Lions win tonight by 10. Number 97, 2 sacks. He's on the attack. I'll take it. Southwest, it's Christmas time, guys. All are welcome as long as they're respectful. You don't have to be a Lions fan. Have the right to your respectful opinion, but keep the peace. Woo! Woo! How about that? But Southwest, that's well said. Well said indeed. Pat, we need to play with grit tonight. Play some smash mouth football. Let's flip and go. Lions win 31-24. All right, JK, Amazon Prime side. Okay, Dan, YouTube sent me a breakdown of my 2025 views. Lions Talk Live was number 1 on my list. Hey, thanks for supporting the channel, man. Hopefully we provide some education, some knowledge, and some entertainment for you. Jason, didn't Hutch break his leg at Dallas last year? Maybe he turns it on today for revenge. Ooh. Lent, so true, Reaper. Ben, what do you got? Good morning, Coach Dan. Good to see you fired up. I am Go Lions. Hey, we're all cheering on Lions. Good to see you, Pastor Ben. All right, let's see. Detroit, what do you got? Plus the Bears played last place schedule. This is true. While they played Eagles, they were not playing good at all. This is also accurate. No disrespect there. Bo, this storm is messing with my internet. I keep losing my connection. Hopefully you get it back for tonight, my friend. Mike, I forgot Alex Anzalone was on team. He is on the team. Bo, blowing snow and minus wind chill. Enjoy. Egon is laughing. Moonscar Blade. Hogadoo, if you keep using that kind of language, I'm going to have to put you in a timeout. Dan, don't use the 4-letter words here. Yeah, I try to avoid that kind of stuff on the show. Let's see, Mike. Burrow, yes. Lamar, no. All right. Let's see. Looking for some more that have been on here. Dola Dynamite, go sign for Watson. Yeah, maybe. JK. Speaking of glue, I still have 1 can left of Whip It to inhale. Enjoy. Gun Guide. Lions drop a 50 burger on the Bears. Don't forget, they did. How about that, man? I want to see urgency. Cowboys aren't perfect. We will win. I like it. Hogadoo, 34-24, Lions roar into the end zone apparently quite often. All right, Silver, Bruce Bear, what are you doing? Calling for help? You have never used different name. All right, at this point, I don't want to run up the score on you after all your funny sometimes. Okay, it is something fun. It is funny sometimes. Ron, 2 Blimpies, 1 in Grand Rapids and 1 in Otta. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I know the one over off 28th Street. I think it's Burton Road or something like that. I try to stop there whenever I'm up there. I just miss it. Pat. D3, I agree. Ben's not the problem. It's Frank not being on front and center. Yeah, I would. That's my personal thought, is that losing Ragnow plus Zeitler provided a lot of change to that offensive line that's hard to replace. Paul, what do you got? Good morning, Coach. And if not, but when is Slade coming back? He signed with Buffalo. If Brad don't sign him, Brad can leave. Well, he is with Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills. Black J.R. Jones, 7-5 is not the greatest record, but I was here when 0-16. Grit, baby. Grit. There you go. Hey, that's true for a lot of us. Maybe not all of us. Courtney, I see a surprise win and mic in front of TK85 for an interview. We'll take that. We'll put the mic in front of him. Let's see. Hookadoo. Carrie, Dre Day, Thursday night on Amazon? Yes, it is. It's on Prime tonight for sure. All right, a couple more. Phil, greetings, salutations. Back at you. Carrie, any given Thursday. Ooh, well said. Phil, cold and snow. I hear we got some of that. Leo, Tesla becomes Mailtron tonight. Might be possible. I'll say Madly. Is doing very well in practice. You can read what's been written yesterday on X. We'll check it out. Hookadoo. Hey, Patty, it's not over till it's over. No, it isn't. Censorship. Hey, Goff is a Yugo engine and a Corvette. I'll take that. Silent service. Talk about something I haven't seen. I'll say it. Pay would have never made it to the military. All right, I'll take that. Let's see, Money Bass Bag Boy. Pat could use some positivity in his dew. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Pat, maybe that's what it is. We just got to get you the right Mountain Dew. I'm going to work on that for you, my friend. Land Dog, what do you only do drinkers here? No mellow. Yo, I'll go with that. Egon is Sue. All right. Let's see, Moonscar Blade. Hey, y'all, you can get your YouTube account and edit those stupid names off the end of your handle. Just have to go to @ and keep names without spaces. Okay. Thanks for that, by the way. Money Boss Bad Boy, 11 all out, mellow yellow drinkers. It's true. Something's affecting people for sure. Black Broski, he's on notice, and hopefully he'll just take a deep breath and kind of relax. Let's see, Hookadoo, rum bowl. Hey, I do like some rum and maybe Mountain Dew at times. Mike, it's a lack of cartilage in the knee, Dan. It's a bone on bone. Yeah, I think they'll. I don't know if that. Maybe that's right. I don't know. I guess I had a different view on it, but thank you for bringing that up. Mark, fantastic. MCDT, love your confidence and swagger. David, let's see, Block Dallas, trenches. I'll go with that. Bo, what's the Cowboys record? That is fair. Hookadoo, sounds like a plan. Bo, Captain Morgan. Phil, I have no time out anymore. Hey, I have no time out anymore. Well, hopefully you can get out sometimes, my friend. Sometimes it's good to get out of the house. David, Block Link Effects. No, let's go Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Mike, the Lions are a decent team, but not better teams are doing better. But a lot of teams are doing better. Sorry, no Super Bowl this year. I hope you're wrong, my friend. I'm hoping. Dennis, good morning. Dan and Dooku, let's go Lions. It's our time to make the playoffs run. Time is now. I like the way you are thinking, my friend. Let's see, Independent Aquaman, good morning, Vietnam. Hey, there you go. Let's see, Roby, what do you got? Lions 34-31 in overtime. I would take that. Hey, win's a win, right? Dennis, keep a lookout for Montgomery doing more Wildcat options. I actually like that. Maybe some won't, but I do like that stuff. Extreme Shafts, same stuff, different season with Broski Barrett. he does seem like he's been a little fired up this last week, and hopefully he takes a deep breath. Tilla the Hun, once an immature troll, always an immature troll. Can't change people. Yeah, you might be right. Let's hope not. I'll see the new crew tonight. Yeah, I'll have the live cast tonight for those who want to jump on. Let's see. Blippy, I actually have a Quinzo not far from my house here in Novi. Yeah, man, I haven't seen one of those in a while. Gary, Coach, I didn't see Frazier Mahoney on the injury list. Is it finally time to go for the kids? I want to say Mahoney's still on the IR. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but maybe he is back. I don't know, man. It's early in the morning. Lauren Lyons, MCDC should try going with the old wishbone offense. If anything, it could give Goff more time and better protection. Go Lions. Woo! I'll take that. All right, guys, I gave you 5 minutes of overtime. I got to get on out of here. So if there is breaking news later today, I'll get over to you as soon as possible. If you would be so kind before departing, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit all the ones. Take care. Be a good human being. Do something kind for someone you don't know. We'll see you guys all on the next Lions Talk Live. Let's go get that win tonight, and I'll do another Herb Burks speech. Take care, guys.
Excuse me, sir. Would you...
Donations to Reverend Moon.
Juice for Jesus?
Read about Jehovah's Witness. How about Buddhism? Help Jerry's kids. Oh, yeah. Scientology.
Or nuclear power?